A transfer process of fixed property starts with a signed deed of sale. Now, up until that point, the real hard work has been done. The estate agent or agents have negotiated with the parties, and they've ensured that there's a meeting of the minds and the parties have entered into a deed of sale. At this point, once the deed of sale is handed to the conveyancer, the transfer process will start. Now, many things can happen. If, for example, there are suspensive conditions, for example, the purchaser must first obtain a bond, or he must first sell his existing property. These suspensive conditions have to be fulfilled before the transfer process can really start. Although behind the scenes, the conveyancer will start preparing documents and will start obtaining the necessary information from the parties, the contract really only becomes effective once these suspensive conditions have been fulfilled. If the purchaser does not obtain bond approval, the deed of sale lapses without any further repercussions to the purchaser. If his offer was made subject to him selling his property and the property is not sold, the same story applies. If we assume that suspensive conditions have been fulfilled timeously, successfully, a valid and binding deed of sale comes into existence. The conveyancer will immediately make contact with the parties, obtain FICA documentation, IDs, proof of address, income tax numbers, that kind of thing, to ensure that he is able to prepare documents for signature. At this point in time, the conveyancer will also make contact with the seller's existing bondholder, in other words, the bank that has a bond currently on the property, to request them to issue us with clearance figures or cancellation figures, as we know it, which are the figures the bank expects to cancel that bond, the amount that is outstanding on that bond. And we will also request the title deeds from the bank. The bondholder keeps the title deeds. It's the bank's security. So we will request the documentation as well as the cancellation figures from the bank. At this point in time, if the purchaser's offer was subject to a bond and that bond has been approved, we will wait for instructions from the new bondholder to actually prepare documents to have this bond registered as well. If the conveyancer is on the bank's panel, chances are that the same conveyancer who is attending to the transfer of the property will obtain instructions from the existing bondholder to cancel the bond and to get instructions from the new bondholder to prepare documents and have the new bond registered simultaneously with transfer of the property into the name of the purchaser.